What's going on, people? Welcome to the LV Live show. I am LV Live. Please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Once again, I want to thank all the new subscribers for coming by to my channel, man. It's truly, truly appreciated. Tough loss for them boys today in the city of brotherly love. 38-20, the Giants lose to the Eagles. Tough loss, man. Tough loss. But listen, look, when you give up 278 rushing yards, this is what happens to you, right? You get smacked around, and this is what happens. But before I really get into that, man, listen, man. Well wishes go out to Scatterboo, man. That was a nasty injury. Really, really sad that happened to the kid. I really like what he brings to the table. Not just of the vibes and all that other stuff that people say about him, but just he's a really, really good football player. So that's sad to see, man. But he should be back ready to go next year. So I mean, it's part of football, man. I mean, I play football, guys. Like I told you, I broke my ankle playing. I mean, football is the one sport where you're guaranteed injuries, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So it's just sad to see him, and of course, neighbors going down. It's just been a tough season for the Giants injury-wise. So just pray for him for a speedy recovery. Yeah, tough loss for him and for the Giants. Yeah, so I hope he, gets better soon. So also too, so just all in all, man. Look. We know who the Eagles are. We know what they do. We know who their star players are. So, Big Task, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live. Gravity, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live. So you got to be ready for the run. You got to do that. You know they're down to A.J. Brown, right? They have Devontae Smith out there. We already got Cordell Flott for him. So it's got Cordell Flott and Dallas. I mean, not Cordell Flott. Sorry. You got Devontae Smith. You got Dallas Goedert. And you have Saquon Barkley. That's it. Those are their weapons. So the main person on offense you got to watch out for is Saquon Barkley. So you got to be ready in your run defense to be prepared to stop him. For the first play, for him to go 65 yards to the house, I mean, come on. I mean, like that's – I mean, come on, man. You got to be ready to go. You got to be ready to go. Like, but this is – the old saying, I keep on saying this, and I sound like a broken record, but your team is a representation of your coach. It's just Shane Bowen stuff. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. You got to be able to get the most out of guys. And it's just the same mistakes. It's just the same run fits. Like, guys are not doing their job. Like, it's the same thing. Tyler Nubin just took the wrong angle. How many times have we talked about Banks taking the wrong angle on stuff, right? He gave up that touchdown to Saquon, right? Nubin took the wrong angle. Then he let Goddard do a slant right in front of his face for the end zone. All you should be protected for is the fade, because you should have help across the middle, but Miroslav gets over there late. He was terrible too. Miroslav arm tackling. That 2nd and 31 was just a representation of this season. The lack of effort, it just looks soft, man. Soft. Linebackers come up arm tackling. You never arm tackle. That's why you got shoulder pads. You use your pads, you drive through the guy. This game is easy, man. If you don't want to play, get off the field. You don't arm tackle in this league. You got to use your pads. That's why you have them. Drive through the guy. But these guys, it's insane what's going on with these backers. Now, on the other end, Jackson Dart, I thought, had a good game. I mean, he did some rookie stuff. He made some rookie mistakes, held on to the ball a little bit. The Giants gave up 5 sacks. But you're going to make mistakes as a rookie, man. It's okay. But I thought he did a lot of great things today. Touchdown in the air. Got that touchdown to Scatterboo for the first quarter. Was driving the ball numerous times. That one pass that he had to Theo Johnson, Theo Johnson, you got to catch that, man. Like, you got to catch that pass. You cannot drop that pass. Right. So, but he threw a, no pun intended, he threw a dart. He threw a dart right in his breadbasket, and he drops the ball. We could have gotten there close. It could have been 14-14. So, it's tough, man. It's tough. But this is the 3rd season in a row now? 3rd season in a row, the Giants go 2-6. Big shouts over there to Bobby Skinner out there at Giants Nation. I was going to say the other thing with Giants Nation. He had a great breakdown. So since 2017, right, guys? Since 2017, check this out. 2017, the Giants were 1-7 after 8 games. 2018, they were 1-7. 2019, they were 2-6. 2020, they were 1-7. This is all after 8 games. 2021, 2-6 again after 8 games. They had that 1 year, 2022, where Brian Dable came and they made it to the playoffs. It was 6-2. But after that, 2-6, 2023, 2024, 2-6. This year, 2-6 after 8 games. I mean, this has just been insane, man. Insane. Insane going forward. Just what this organization has been, man. And after another 2-6, I mean, how does Dable survive? I don't think he survives this. There's no way. And I honestly don't think Dable's totally the problem here. I think Shane Bowen has a big part in the play in this. But then again, you got to say, okay, well, he hired Dable. He hired Shane Bowen. I think Joe Shane has a bigger issue because you're drafting guys like that. Just aren't get. Banks is a bad draft pick. The kid that came in today, Black. I mean, I'm like, yo, how did he even get in the league? How do you let a jump ball? You're in great position. Turn around and get the ball. All you got to do is smack it down. Dotson just jumps over him and snatches the ball and scores a touchdown. I mean, I don't even know where to begin, man. I mean, that's simple football stuff. That's backyard football. We do that in the backyard playing two-hand touch or tackle on the grass. Just throw it up and someone catch it. You got to know how to read the ball and knock it down. That's basic football stuff, man. And you got a guy mossing him who's about the same size as him and grabs the ball right out of his hands and just scores a touchdown. And all he did was just throw the ball up, man. That's just, they do that in practice. Those are ball skills. Knock the ball down. That's all you got to do, knock the ball down. You know, once again, right? I don't know how Dable survives this. I don't know how he survives this. Shane Bowen definitely doesn't survive this. I think they're going to clean house. Well, I definitely they're going to clean house. There's no way they bring everybody back. I think Joe Shane is out of here too. I think they clean house, man. Now there is a world. Actually, no. There's no way. I was going to say something else, but there's no way I see these guys coming back. There's no way. And then, of course, you know, let's really talk about, I mean, the refs were just atrocious today. Atrocious, man. The refs were terrible. Terrible. This whole, what I call it the Bush push. They got to ban that, man. They call it the Tush push. I call it the Bush push, you know, from Reggie Bush and what happened at USC. But the tush push, they got to ban that because there's no way he extends the ball out like that. And that's not a fumble. There's no way. He's not even on the ground. He's not even on the ground. You got to be able to review that and say, okay, his knee wasn't down. The play has to continue. The play's not dead. That's a fumble. That's simple football stuff. But that wasn't the only blunder. To me, that was the biggest blunder. Well, no, that's not the biggest. Well, yes. I'm all over the place, as you see. I'm emotional right now, okay? Just chill out with LV right now. I'm emotional. I apologize. I'm all over the place. I lost my running back, lost my wide receiver, and I'm getting back calls, and we get smoked on the road in Philly. So I'm feeling it right now. So I apologize. You got to be able to review that play because that's a clear fumble. Clear fumble. Then right after that, then that's when, you know, they leave Saquon Barkley open. I don't know how they don't identify their responsibility about that with Barkley. I'm going to touch on that in a second, but that's got to be reviewable for that fumble. Like, that's got to be, there's no way that you just sit there and just let that go. And, you know what I mean? Identify and realize, say, yo, man, you know what? He wasn't even on the ground. That's a fumble. That's a fumble. That was one blunder. I'm going to get to the blunders in a second, but let me talk about the Saquon piece. So Saquon rolls out for the touchdown. As a linebacker, I play backer and I play outside linebacker as well. I play inside, I played outside on defense when I played. We was always taught, and I'm sure it's taught today too. The game hasn't changed. You got a responsibility, right? You're scheming for certain players. So you got to know if you're the Mike backer, All right, my responsibility is Saquon. I don't care where he goes. That's who I'm watching because I got to watch him coming out, sneaking out the backfield for screens when he rolls out for wheel routes. That's my responsibility. And then sometimes they might change it and say, all right, cool. We want you blitzing this time as the Mike. The will, your responsibility is Saquon Barkley. Now, because the Mike backer is blitzing. So the will has to, right? The will is the weak side linebacker. Right? So that's the thing. So when you see that not happening, and he's able to come out the backfield and score a touchdown, you're like, yo, man, how is that even possible? How does no one identify, yo, my responsibility is this guy? Because we cannot take eyes off of him. There's no way. Any other play, I don't care, but he's their star. You cannot give him a free release on the outside, and there's no one around, and he just catches it and walks into the end zone. That's a breakdown, man. But you know where that breakdown comes from? Coaching. We see this every week. Whether it's Banks not protecting the edge or whether it's stuff like this, it's just that's why people are going bananas with the Shane Bowen piece. And are calling for his job because of things like this. Your team is a representation of your coach. That's just what it is. The team looks the way they look because of coaching. That's it, man. It's not like we don't have pieces. We do have good pieces. Okay, now let me go back. So that was one blunder by the refs. Then the offensive tackle, I think his name is Mata. I'll say Mata. For the Eagles. He's their Pro Bowler. He's really good. He jumps. Then Saquon jumps off sides. And the refs call Saquon jumping off. I mean, not Saquon, Kayvon jumping off sides. And you could clearly see that the offensive tackle jumped. And they say it's the Giants and they give us 5 yards. These refs were out to lunch all day today. Then, and this is not even against us. This is for them. Jackson Dart throws the ball. It's clearly a fumble. Like I'm being honest. It's clearly a fumble. Like it's not even like I'm being. That's a fumble. They don't even give it to the Eagles. They say, okay, it's the Giants' ball. This is how you know they were all over the place. They were terrible across the board. And I'm a Giants fan. Look, I take responsibility. Sometimes some plays were bad on the other end too. These guys were out to lunch. That's clearly a fumble. And then. And there was other ones too, but this might be equal to the fumble. Then finally, we can finally get a deep ball thrown to Slayton. He finally gets loose. There's hand fighting between him and Mitchell, who's their top corner. They're hand fighting. This is what goes on. First of all, it should automatically be pass interference because he cannot touch him after 5 yards. That's the rule. This stuff is simple, man. This is not hard. That's the rule. You cannot touch the receiver after 5 yards. If he's still got his hand on him, that's pass interference. So, of course, the receiver's trying to get off him to get his hands free to catch the ball. You see Slayton's trying to get his hand over. He can't because Mitchell is grabbing his hand, grabbing his arm to prevent him from reaching his arm up. It's pass interference. So Slayton gives him a little nudge to get him off him. They call offensive pass interference. They take 6 off. The score looks totally different. It's 20-31 in the fourth. Because as you saw what happened to the Giants last week, anything can happen. With 7 to 8 minutes left in the game. That changes the whole game. Giants got a punt, boom, 38-20. You know, and it's funny, right? You see all these things going around with the whole like investigation with the NBA and Chauncey Billups and stuff, and then stuff like this happens today, right? It makes you raise an eyebrow a bit. It makes you raise an eyebrow a bit about this whole sporting and you know people messing with numbers and people doing all this different stuff. It makes you kind of raise an eyebrow a bit because this was atrocious today. This was really, 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 really bad. Really, really bad. There was even a point where the ump went out there and said the Giants got 3rd and 6 or something like that, and the crowd started booing, and he started laughing and saying, "Oh no, Eagles 3rd and 6." Like he's all over the place. That tells you, you make you raise an eyebrow. It really truly does. Once again, I appreciate everybody coming through rocking with me today, man. Tough loss on this Sunday. Giants go to 2 and 6, losing to the Philadelphia Eagles 38-20 in the city of brotherly love. Jackson Dart, 14 for 24, 193 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 running, 1 throwing. And Brian Burns having another great game. 4 tackles, 1 sack. I thought he had 2 sacks. I should have put 2 sacks, man, because I thought he had 2 sacks today. 1 tackle for a loss. He's been a monster, bringing his total to about 10 sacks on the year. First time he's reached double-digit sacks in his career. So Brian Burns having an all-pro season. He's been spectacular. I thought Adu Carter had a great day, too. A lot of pressures, man. He leads the league in pressures. So he's getting there. He's getting home. He just can't finish. But he's a rookie. He'll get there. But I thought he was great today. I thought the Giants give a lot of pressure. It's just the back end. You can see we're limited there. We're limited. Nubin is just, he struggled. Listen, Andrew Phillips didn't have a bad game. We didn't speak about him that much. Black was out there. He was terrible. Cordell Flott went down with a concussion. So that stinks. So we'll see if he passes concussion protocol, but I don't know for next week. But this is a tough loss because I honestly felt that this was a game the Giants could win. But it's just they haven't learned how to win these games yet, especially on the road. And so it's frustrating because I see so much potential with this team. And this is why, I don't know if Dable and those guys really survive this. Like, I don't think so. I don't think they survive this. And the reason why I say this is because there's a lot of potential here. I mean, that D line is ferocious. I think you need another linebacker. I don't know if they bring back a Courier, but I think if they do bring him back, you need another linebacker next to him. You definitely need a corner outside of Flott because Flott is your QB1 going forward. Debo, they might bring him back. I think they will because I think they signed him for a couple of years. Then you got to probably get a slot corner, another corner to go with them. I think Banks is done. Andrew Phillips is like hot and cold. Still like Holland back there. They'll still keep Nubin. Okay, cool. But I think you need another backer to go with Okurike to help. I think the D-line is official. But it's the back end that we're having problems. And I think offensively, we just need a quarterback. Not quarterback. We already have the quarterback. We need a wide receiver. He needs weapons. That's the key with him. He needs weapons, man. Rondo says, LV, man, our defense coordinator has to go yesterday. Listen, Rondo, I agree, man. I agree. This guy, it's ill because as you see, LV's trying to gather his thoughts, man. Today was a lot, man. This team. I think, it's no question he's got to be gone. But I think the frustrating part is that we do have good pieces here, guys. We do have good pieces. We have really good players who I feel could be pushed to their potential with the right guy there. And I think that they like that's what's hurting this team. And I think also too, the other thing that's hurting the team is the fact that it's the roster construction too, right? Who you pick matters, right? Who you pick matters, like these corners and all that stuff matters. Like you have to get better with your scouting, better, like all those things matter, man. It's the little nuanced things to where you can get a better roster, like assembly here, because the backups are terrible. Backups are terrible. And so that's the frustrating part too. You got to be able to make sure you pick up the right players for this team. Like you just have to, because you got to be able to make sure that, listen, man, across the board, what does this roster look like? What does this roster look like? And that comes down to the front office, man. It comes down to the front office and the choices that they make for the head guy, of course, to run the show, for a certain type of defensive coordinator, like a guy that can come in here and have a certain type of expectation for these guys, has certain schemes in there that benefits these guys' strengths, like all these different type of things. So it goes downhill, man. Like it's just scouting all together, from the coaches to the talent to everything. Like what player fits this scheme? What player is good here? What type of player do I want? Who has good, really, really good ball skills? Like all these things, all these college scouts, like you got to get really, really good at your job, because you got to be able to identify who can play and who can't play, and who really fits well with your scheme that you're running, and who doesn't. Like that matters. Because the one thing I will say, guys, and this is from last week to this week to, of course, the game against the Saints, all the games since Jackson Dart has played, we've been in every game. Like even this game, we were in this game. It's just mistakes. Of course, the refs were making bad calls. Certain things we gave up big runs. That run to Saquon in the second and 31, man. That's a perfect representation of what I mean. Like just being a soft football team. That cannot happen. Last week in Denver, right? That pass down the middle, right? When they were trying to get in field goal range. That cannot happen. It's all those things, man. But that's why I say it comes back to coaching. All that stuff. All that stuff. And so, but I will say this, right? On a positive note, right? I thought I saw. I feel like I saw. Excuse me. I feel like I saw a lot of great things from Dart. He's definitely the future, man. You just got to get the kid some pieces. You get him some pieces, because that's what I'm thinking about next year. I'm thinking about the draft. I'm thinking of who we're going to pick up in the draft. Because to me, the first person you got to get is a wide receiver. I think the line is solid. I don't think the line has been bad. I think the line is followed a couple of tweaks here and there on the line, but I think the line has been solid. You got to get him another weapon outside of Neighbors, and then maybe get him another weapon in free agency. Like you have to do that, because everything's got to be predicated around him. Everything's got to be focused on him. That's it. He's the future. I still bring back Tyron Tracy. I love Tracy. I love what he brings. You got to see how Scatterboo looks coming back, right? But I think we got our two backs, right? Theo Johnson's flared some really good, signs of, I think he's decent enough. I think he's a good tight end. I don't think he's terrible. I think he's good enough. He's all right. Bellinger, I think, is okay. So I think you bring both of those guys back, right? So I'm just saying. So these are the things, like you have to, because now we're not making the playoffs, guys. Like, so all this is off. So now you got to look at this season as development for Dart. Kim getting better. Let's not talk about trading for a wide receiver no more. Let's not try to nothing. Let's just rock with what we got. Try to make sure we stay in the top 10 of picks. I don't want to get down. I don't want to, let's try to be in the top 10 of picks in the draft. And let's try to get a top tier wide receiver. Then, of course, to me, the next I'm looking is like linebacker or corner. Linebacker or corner. Because Banks is going to be gone. But honestly, because you have because you have Phillips, you have Flott, and a Debo, you got 3 corners. So now you can get maybe someone else to play that slot. You can probably get them in the 3rd round. 2nd round, I'm looking for a linebacker. I'm looking for a good backer to go next to Okurike. That's if you bring him back. Question is, do you bring back Wandell? I don't know if you bring back Wandell. I don't know. He's too small, man. I don't know if you bring him back. I don't know. I don't know if you bring. I think you need a bigger wide receiver, man. I think you need a bigger guy. He doesn't change the game enough for his size, and he's not fast enough. See, when you're little like that, you got to be fast like Tyreek Hill. You got to be like that to be a game changer, or like Jaden Waddle, right? Or Waddle, right? You got to be like those guys are explosive players. Like so, when they get the ball in the open field, they can take it to the house. He doesn't have that skill set. He just doesn't. He's like an upgrade, maybe a 1 or 2 upgraded of like Sterling Shepard. He's something like that. But he's not, I don't know. I wouldn't give him a contract, right? So we got to start building towards the future now, man. That to me, that's the goal. That's the goal, because Dart is looking good. And look who he's throwing to, man. He's throwing to a bunch of backups. We already know who Slayton is. But a lot of these other guys are like average or below average receivers. And he's trying to do the best he can with that. So in these 5 games right now, he's 2-3. I think he easily could be 3-2. And believe it or not, I really think he could be 5-0. Maybe no, because today we legit lost. We take away the turnovers against the Saints. We win that game. So I don't know. Listen, man, tough loss, man. Tough loss to them boys. Tough loss to them boys. And then, of course, the biggest loss too is the scattable piece, man. That's tough. You know what I mean? That's tough. All right, so let's listen to a couple of these guys, man. Let's listen to Jermaine Illuminor. He's in there talking about Scattable and Dart. We'll bring him up right now. Give me 1 second. I think we got a future here, guys, with these guys, man. I think him and Scattable are the future. And I love what that Jackson Dart does. I just think that, he's just, he's gonna have, for him, he's gonna have some new people here that's gonna be helping him operate this offense. Because I don't think Daboll's back next year. And it stinks because I think Daboll would be really good with this kid. I think he will be, but it's more than just being an offensive coordinator, man. You got to be a coach too. So,
Tough. No fear. Just wants to win. When you see it.
1 second. Let's hear from. Let me turn this up for you guys. Let's hear from Jermaine Illuminor and hear what he has to say regarding today. I think he's talking about Jackson Dart here.
From a standpoint of the game, what did Dart show you getting back up after all those big hits?
Dart is who we've known he's been the entire season. He's been really relentless, tough, no fear, and just wants to win. When you see it in his eyes, he just really wants to win the game. He's going to give you everything he has, and he's going to make sure when he walks up the field, there's nothing left in the tank. He's a hell of a quarterback, and I love playing with a guy like that.
So he's just talking about how Dart wants to win, man. Dart wants to win. He's got the drive. He's got the the motivation to want to win. Illuminor says you can see it in his eyes that he wants it, right? Dart wants it. He wants to win. He's trying to win, and it's tough, man. It's tough, especially coming from a program like Ole Miss, right? Those guys won a lot of games when he was there, man. They were pretty good. So when you come here and you got to kind of change the culture here and all that stuff, it's a lot to deal with as a rookie, man. It's a lot to deal with, when you're kind of trying to do that and, a whole bunch of other stuff. And, it's just a lot. Let's hear from Illuminor again, man. He's talking about Scattable. As you guys saw, man, that was a nasty, nasty injury. And we just hope that he has a very, fast recovery for him, man. That was tough to see, Scattable. So let's hear from Illuminor regarding this, man. Okay, here we go.
Obviously, anytime a carry goes down, no matter what it is, it's a real hard thing to digest. Mm-hmm. What did you guys think at the moment when he was down on the field? Did you know it was serious?
So I looked over and I didn't see him down. And I was looking around for the ball and the I saw him down. I saw the injury, and I've never seen anything like that before. So I don't know how serious it is. I know it's really serious, but I don't know the significance of it. So hopefully it's one of those things where it's like a clean break or something that is a lot easier to recover from. Scat's a really tough dude, and mentally he's one of the toughest guys I've been around. So if anyone can come back from an injury like that and be even better as him.
So these guys are talking about the injury, man. It was pretty bad. It was a pretty bad injury. It was tough, man. It was really, really tough to see. Yeah, man. Yeah. You hate for that to happen to a guy like that, man. I think that he's been really a big piece here in regards to this team, motivation wise, and kind of like just Just to talk about the good vibes and stuff like that, which is cool, man. But I think he really resonated with those guys in the locker room, him and Dart. And I think that veterans like Illuminor and Andre Thomas and of course Dex and all these guys and Brian Burns, they gravitated to those young guys because they're coming in there with their energy because they're trying to win, and it feeds off of everybody. It feeds into everybody else. So that's a big deal when you lose a piece like that, because he's such a young player. He's only a rookie, but he brought a certain gravitas and a certain type of juice. It's funny he wore a hat in there that said juice. He brought a certain type of juice that really resonated with those guys and got those guys motivated to play. And for him to go down like that, it's tough, man. It's tough. But to Illuminor's point, he can definitely come back from this and be better than ever, right? So this is part of football, man. You have injuries like this, and it stinks. But it's that's part of the game, man. You can't really avoid it, even if you try to and wanted to. It's very, very hard to avoid. Is those injuries like that, man? It's really, really tough. So, we're just hoping, like I said once again, man, for a full recovery for him, man. He's a hell of a player. So, hate to see that happen. Let's listen to Sexy Dexy, man. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure he's getting frustrated, man. You gotta understand when Dex was at Clemson, man, they won national championships, man. He was there when they were really good. So, for a guy like this that's earning a lot of money, he's earning a lot of money. Guys get tired of losing, man. It's not easy, man. This is not easy. Like, people think that you just go in here and you just you know what I mean? It's not easy at all. It's really not. And it's tough to deal with week after week after week. Now, I understand people automatically say, well, he's getting paid. He's getting all this money, blah, 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 right? It's easier said, man. Once you have the money and once you brought everything and you have everything, it just stays in your bank and collects dust. It's just money. It's just money, man. And so other things matter are more than that. Money can't get you wins. Money can't, make a guy go out there and tackle. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't he can't say, okay, I'm going to give up my contract so we can win a Super Bowl. It doesn't go like that. So after a while, the money doesn't really mean anything, man. I'm not saying, don't get me wrong. It helps. It does. But to these guys, after the game, he's not thinking about the money he's getting. He's not thinking about his contract. He's thinking about, I'm tired of losing. I'm tired of losing. And that's where you got to be careful with a guy like him because you don't want to lose him. He's the anchor in that middle. You do not want to lose Dex. And so I think it's important that, you might have to clean up shop to keep a guy like him there and a guy like Burns, right? These guys are staples. Now, I don't know what's going to happen with Kayvon because I think he's in a contract year. So we got to see what that looks like with him. But you just got to see, man. You got to see. But let's hear from Dex, man. Let's hear from Dex. He hasn't had one of his best seasons this year, but I think, he gets a pass, man, because of how great he's been. But I still think he's kind of still dealing with that elbow injury, man, to be honest with you.
Those issues, the missed tackles, those seem to be issues earlier in the season, not so much middle towards the end. So is it alarming that they're still popping up, the missed tackles and the gap issues and things like that?
I wouldn't say it's alarming. I think they just did a good job today.
Those issues, the missed tackles,
So they asked Dex if it's been alarming or a problem about, him seeing the same problems that's been going on all year, right? So he said, I don't want to say it's alarming, right? And so what he's basically saying is like, listen, this has been going on all year, man. This has been going on all year. Like, it's been the same stuff. And so to a guy like him, he's probably saying, like, listen, we got to fix the problem here. Like, it's a definition of insanity, right? Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. So whatever's going on in practice, it's showing in the games. And so to a guy like him, he's probably tired of having these same conversations and these same questions being asked because he probably knows the answer. Burns probably knows the answer. But, they're trying to be, politically correct and not say the things that they probably really want to say. But the reality is that, come on, man, you could see what the problem is. You can see where the issues lie here. And it's frustrating, man. It's frustrating. It's, to a lot of you guys, to a lot of you guys' points. There's a lot that falls into this defensive coordinator, man. But then again, it's domino effect, because then if you talk about the defensive coordinator, who hired him, right? Who hired him and who ran off Wink? Because if Wink was here, I think we would be better. But who hired him and ran off Wink? That's where it falls onto Dable's shoulders. And so that's why I don't think he survives this. I just don't. Let's reset the room, man. Listen, I appreciate everybody coming through, rock on me on this Sunday. Tough loss for the boys, 38-20 in the city of brotherly love. Giants losing to the Eagles. Jackson Dart, good game for him. 14 for 24, 193 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 on the ground, 1 in the air. And Brian Burns continues with his all-pro season. 4 tackles, 1 sack, 1 tackle for a loss. Burns was all over the place today. Great game again for him. All right, so let me see who else here, man. There's a lot of guys talking, man. So I'm trying to get you guys so you guys can hear from them. The guys who really was there and really was in the trenches. So let's hear from Dex again, man. They're pulling up Dex a lot, man. I think, Dex is the leader here. He's been here a very long time. And so I think that they want to hear from him because, he is the face at his defense. Is he the leader? I don't know. There's been reports out there that Burns is really more so the leader. But let's hear from Dex, man. Let's hear from Sexy Dex.
How frustrating is it for the guys who pride themselves on stopping the run? How frustrating is it kind of what they did down chunk yards and chunk plays so often?
Yeah, it's real frustrating. But we just gotta do better, man. As a whole, as a unit, and it's not just the front guys who stop the run. It's everybody. It's a collective whole who stops the run, and we didn't get the job done.
Well said by him, man. Listen, he's trying to be politically correct here. He says, listen, it is real frustrating. And one thing he did say, which is valid, right, guys, pay attention here. It's not just the front guys. It's guys in the back. Everybody as a whole has got to stop the run game. 298 yards they gave up today. That first run, Barkley bursting down the sidelines. We've seen it do. We see him do that a lot in Giant Stadium. So we know what he can do. That should be your first responsibility. Him, first play coming out, bam, bangs you for 65 yards. That should not happen. He should be the key. He should be the key. And for you guys not to be able to get off blocks and for that to be able to happen is just, in his words, I'll use his words, very frustrating. Because it ain't just the upfront guys, it's everybody, man. And football is the only sport, unlike any other sport, is you can have individual guys in certain sports that can do things to kind of help the team win, and their own efforts can really help you win, right? Football is the one thing that everybody's got to be doing the right thing on the play. Everybody's got to be got to do the same thing on the same play. If they do not do that, the play will mess up. Someone will be caught for holding. Someone will get blown off their block. Someone will drop the ball. Everybody's got to do their job. Everybody, in order for the play to work. And that's what happened on that Saquon Barkley play. On both ends. In a negative way and a positive way. The Eagles everybody did their job and got the blocks. The Giants didn't do their job by getting off of blocks. You know where Saquon wants to go. He wants to go outside, man. He wants to go outside. So you got to get him a knife back in. The lineman's coming over to knock you in to get him to burst outside. Nubin's got to protect the edge. He's taking wrong angles all the time. Everything should be outside to make him force back in. And so to Dex's point, man, it is frustrating. It is frustrating because you're seeing the same mistakes. You're seeing the same mistakes, sometimes just from different people. Atlantic Lion says, man, simulate the rest of the season. Atlantic Lion, appreciate you coming through rocking with LP Live, man. This is a good one. Yeah, man. This has been a tough one, man. This has been a tough season. This has been really, really tough. Let me reset the room one more time, man. Listen, tough loss from boys. 38-20 in the city of brotherly love, losing to the Eagles. Brian Burns, 4 tackles, 1 sack, 1 tackle for a loss. Burns has been a monster this year. But I think, let me say that about Burns. I think Burns has always been good, but the arrival of Abdul Carter has changed everything for this defense because now, because he's putting so much pressure on the edge, in the middle with these stunts, it gives a guy like Burns the opportunity because you saw what happened. Abdul Carter was the reason that kind of drove Jalen Hurts out that pocket to where Burns was able to get that sack, right? That was all Abdul Carter there. So that's what's happened a lot of times this year. Of course, Burns has won a lot of one-on-ones, but Abdul Carter with his pressures has pressured the quarterback into a different direction where Burns is usually playing opposite of him, which has helped him get a lot of sacks, which has also helped a guy like Kayvon Thibodeau, right? So the defense in a whole up front has been exceptional this year. And I think because of the arrival of Abdul Carter, because now you got those 4 down linemen, Carter, Lawrence, Thibodeau, and of course now Burns, you can't block them all. So that means someone's going to get off and get busy. And the one that's been getting off and getting busy this year is Brian Burns. He's the one that looks like an all-pro, but that takes a whole unit as to why he's been able to do that. Because Burns has been this good of a player. He's always been good. When Carolina, he was good. So, but he's never played with a front like this before. And so now you're really starting to see his true skill set because of the players that he has around him. And so we got to really be happy, man, with what we're seeing on that front, man. But like I said, these guys, they got the weapons, man. They got the players. They do. It's just, it's just how they're being used, man. How is this defensive guy going to use these guys? And that was always the question. And you guys remember, remember in the beginning of the season, I said this season, the person that has the most pressure on them is Burns. Do you guys remember that? Not Burns. Shane Bowen. Do you guys remember I said that beginning of the year? I said the person that has the most pressure this year is Shane Bowen. He's got the pieces this year to really, really take this defense. And this defense should be the reason that the Giants stay in a lot of games. Did I not say that at the beginning of this year? You should be really, really excited about what this defense is going to do. I said that. Giants are 2-6. They could easily be right now 4-5. No, I'm bugging. I'm doing my math wrong. They could easily be 4-4. LB's bugging with his math. I apologize. It's late, man. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about Atlantic Line, man. I'm simulating on Atlantic Line. I'm thinking about the basketball. 6 o'clock they play. So I'm already in simulation mode. Sorry. 2 of those games, the defense should have helped them win the game. The game in Dallas, when they made the same mistake, dropping 8, and the same thing in Denver, dropping 8 and rushing 3. Give us back those wins. Now the Giants are 4-4, 500 team. 500 team. So that's where we should be. If the defense would have came, but that's why I said it all falls on Shane Bowen this year. It really, truly does. And he's dropped the ball, man. He's dropped the ball. I'm sorry. He just has. He just has. Hey, guys, let's listen to Kayvon Thibodeau, man. He's pretty he's pretty animated about that tush push because, listen, guys, like I said, listen, I'm going to show you the play. That was a clear fumble. That was a clear fumble. Actually, you know what? Let me pull it up for you guys. Let me pull it up and let me show you before I bring up Kayvon Thibodeau and what he, because he's pretty he's pretty animated. I'm gonna bring it up to you guys in a second. Let me show you guys this play, man. It's insane. It's insane what happened. I think it's bogus. Pull it up for you guys, man, because this is an atrocious job by the officials, man. Are the officials responsible for the Giants losing the game? No, but they had a big part to play in it. All right, so take a look here, guys. Right, this is the play right here. Turn the volume off. Here we go, right here, right. So you watch him, he's getting pushed. He's not down. He's not on the ground. Let's go back. Let's go back. LV's going to show you. Okay, this is football 101, guys. He's not on the ground. Do you see it? He's extending the ball right here. Thibodeau goes in and rips the ball out. He's not on the ground yet. He's not on the ground. Now he's trying to extend the ball. Thibodeau goes in and rips it out. Right? That's simple. He's not on the ground. The ball's out. He can't do that. That's the same way you try to reach out and someone comes in and punches the ball out for a fumble. Thibodeau rips it out. I mean, come on, man. I mean, that's simple football stuff, man. You can't extend the ball out there. You got to protect the ball. He doesn't do that. He extends it. Look, tries to reach and gets it ripped out. You can't do that. That's a turnover. Totally dropped the ball on that. Eric Green, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rock with LV Live. That's a terrible call, man. Terrible call. And that's a big part of the game. Look at the quarter. Look at the time. 3 minutes left. 4th and 1. 7-7. The Giants are playing good. They're going to stop here. That changes the whole dynamic of the game. Major call. Huge. Eric Green says, what's good, LV, man? BS interference call on Slayton doesn't change the outcome of the game, but we got some bad calls today. Listen, Eric Green, appreciate you coming to rock with me. Agreed, man. Agreed. I totally agree. It doesn't change the outcome. I'm not saying that. But this right here, Eric Green, this is major. This is a major, major time in the game because they're driving. The Giants defense is playing stout at this time. But this takes the whole air out of the building, man. It just does. Especially right after that is when, Saquon got open on the touchdown pass. This changes the whole dynamic of the game. It does. This is a momentum shift. And anybody knows about that in any game, whether it's baseball, football, basketball, whatever, momentum shifts change dynamics of the game. And this is huge during this part. Huge. And I thought the refs dropped the ball here, man. Big time. So, with that being said, let's let's hear from Thibodeau, man. He like I said, he's pretty animated about it. So let's hear from him. I thought it was a great play from him. He's been having a good season also, too, guys. He's been playing really, really well this year. So I thought he's had a good year. So let's hear from him and hear what he has to say about the play, man. Let's hear from him. 1 second. All right, cool. Bring it out for you guys.
What was going through your mind during the tush push where it looked like you forced a fumble?
Man, I don't know. That's some bullshit, man. Honestly, when it comes to that play and what happened, I feel like, the refs, they got a kind of a hard job because they don't know when to stop it. And I think it's tough on defense, obviously, because it's like you stop the first surge, the ref don't blow the whistle. You get the ball out and you take it, and all of a sudden it's, whatever you said, forward progress. So at the end of the day, you just got to keep playing, man. Try to keep giving it your best and live with the results.
What was their explanation to you, at least? Did you ask him?
He said they called the forward progress before he reached the ball out. So sounds like some bullshit, but that's the hard part about the tush push. Oh yeah, sorry. I mean, that was a great call by the ref.
So you heard what he said. He said it sounds like some BS call to me, right? So he's 1,000% correct, man. 1,000% correct. 1,000% correct. Laying line, here you go. Tush push needs to get banned. Refs had the parlay. Hey, listen, I laying line, right? I said earlier, this just doesn't look good for the league, especially with all this stuff going on, right? With everything going on with the NBA, and this doesn't look good for the NFL. 1 o'clock game, primetime game, 2 of your biggest names in the sport, the Eagles and the Giants. They've been around since the beginning. These teams are staples in the league. So all eyes are on this game. This is probably one of the most watched games today, if not the most. So to have a marquee game on like this at 1 o'clock and the refs do this, it doesn't look good at Atlantic Line. It just doesn't. It just doesn't. And Kayvon Thibodeau's right. It's you don't know when to call it. You don't know if to say, okay, we're going to stop the play here. We're going to stop the play here. The Eagles are easily jumping off sides. The linemen are jumping off sides before they even snap it. They're pushing him in the back. He's extending the ball. So it's no room for the defense to even stop the play. But what happened today is going to be a situation where this definitely gets banned. Definitely gets banned. There's no way, because there's no way to obviously officiate it. Obviously. Because to Kayvon's point, you're saying this, you're saying that, you're saying that this play stops here. We don't know if we can continue to play. You're saying, it's just based on the whistle blows, but the whistle doesn't blow, so we don't know. They're jumping off sides. You don't like it's too much confusion. Too much confusion. Now, to Eric Green's point, that's not the reason why we lost the game, but that was a key point in the game. A key point in the game. Key point. Key point in the game, man. And it's frustrating, man. It really is, especially for guys like, Kayvon and all these guys. These guys are playing hard out there, man. They're really giving their all. And I feel like, this was a good opportunity for them to basically win this game. I thought it was great. I thought it was a great opportunity for them to possibly thought they could have possibly pulled this out, man. I thought they could have. I thought they had a really good chance based on how they played these boys the first time around. Now, you knew the Eagles was going to come ready to go because of how they got smacked on Thursday night, right? I totally understand that. I totally do. But yeah, man, it's just really, really, really tough loss. Let's go over the stats really quick with you guys, man. Let's go over the stats. Give me 1 second here. Let me pull this up. Hope everybody's doing good on this Sunday, man. Hope everybody's enjoying this Sunday. We got that other New York team down in Mississippi South about to play in another hour or so. I will be going live with that, so please come through and check that out later. Okay, so let me pull up stats here, guys. So you guys can take a look here. Oops, let me fix this. Okay, there we go. All right, cool. All right, so as you guys see here, right, Jackson Dart, 14 for 24. Like I said, 193 yards, 1 touchdown. Had a passer rating of 98.1, man. He got sacked 5 times today, too, man. It's not good. Tracy, 10 for 39. Dart, 6 for 17. He had that 1 rushing touchdown. Wandell was 3 for 48. 3 receptions, 48 yards. Slayton, 2 for 26. Should have been more than that. I thought that touchdown was bogus, but it is what it is. Theo Johnson, 3 for 20. He's got to catch the ball, man. That pass that Dart threw down to him to the sideline, that was right in the breadbasket, man. You got to catch that. Man. So that was tough, I thought. The defense, Akurike had 8 total tackles. He had 1 sack today for himself. Giants had 2 sacks today altogether. 3 sacks. Hey, I thought Nacho played good today too, man. Nacho played good. Nacho was stuffing a lot of runs, man. I thought Nacho was good. Of course, Brian Burns, 4 tackles, 1 sack, 1 tackle for a loss. Dex had 3 tackles, had a half a sack. That was pretty much it today, man. No turnovers today for the G-Man. Finally, hey, guys, we got Graham Gano back. And that's positive. And hey, look, guys, he was 2 for 2 for kicks. He made 1 extra point. No, actually, I'm bugging. He made He made 2 extra points. And he made 1 field goal, 47 yards. Wait, I'm bugging, right? I'm getting my math over. I think he made 2 field goals. Yes. He made 2 field goals. Because we had 13. Yes. And 2 extra points. So he got 4 kicks out of the day. 2 for 2, as you see there. So it's good to at least have our kicker back. Okay. So that's a positive. So that's a good thing, right? We finally got our kicker back. So Tough loss in the boys. Tough loss in the boys, man. Tough loss. All right, guys. Well, listen, let me get up out of here. Listen, I appreciate everybody coming through, rocking with me today, man. Listen, tough loss to them boys all together, man. Giants go to 2-6 on the season? 2-6 on the season. Tough loss, man. Not just that, but we lost Scatterboot today, so that's a tough loss. So we, down two of our major offensive weapons outside of Dart, and of course Neighbors and Scatterboot. So that's tough, man. That's tough for Dart. But this is all learning experience for him, man, as a quarterback. So it's gonna be a lot of learning curve that he's gonna have to go through for the rest of the season now, because we still got to finish the season. He's 2-6. So we got 9 more weeks. 9 more weeks. So for him to continue to get better and get sharper, just keep him healthy, so he's able to get through the season with some positive things. And just got to continue to stack days, man, continue to build and get this team better. But yeah, tough loss today for them boys. 38-20 to the Philadelphia Eagles. Brian Burns, 4 tackles, 1 sack, 1 tackle for the loss. Please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Hit that like button, people, right? Also, too, if it's your first time coming through, rocking with me and my crew, please subscribe to the channel. Also, too, please leave comments, because I do respond to comments. All right, people, listen, I'll be going on live later to discuss the Knicks game, so please come through and check that out as well. But yeah, tough loss for them boys, man. Tough loss for them boys. Hopefully we get it back, continue to build, and get ready for next week. I believe the Giants have – who do we have next week? Let me take a look at the schedule here, man. Okay, so we got the 49ers next week at home, right? So, yeah, it doesn't get any easier. But I'll see you guys later for my live, man. So please come through and check that out. All right, people, listen, I appreciate everybody coming through. Rock with me. I am LV Live. And I'll be back later for my live show for the Knicks. Once again, I appreciate everybody coming through, rocking with me, man. Listen, I'm LV Live, and that's my show, and I'm out of here, people.